Open world games are usually quite big and expansive. The delivery of a story is important for this type of game because it's what gives the player reason to do anything or go anywhere. The storytelling is very important, and Breath of the Wild does an amazing job at storytelling. Our character wakes up in a strange place, only knowing his name, and he is subtly guided to a certain area. In this area, he gets told he has been asleep for 100 years, but he lost his memories.
Try to remember. You have been asleep for the past 100 years. The beast. When the beast regains its true power, this world will face its end. Now then, you must hurry, Link. Before it's too late.
Immediately, this puts the character in the same place as the player. Nobody knows anything. It allows you as the player to unfold the story in front of you at the same pace as the character itself. Right after the tutorial section is beaten, you can go anywhere, quite literally. You can even beat the final boss right after finishing the tutorial. By giving the player this much freedom, the player is able to unlock as much of the story as they want. If they want no story, they can get that. If they want a rich story, they can get that. If they want a story that's not too long and not too short, they can get that. The fact that in Breath of the Wild you can beat the game at any time is quite genius for the storytelling, because having the ending always available tells the player they can finish the adventure whenever they feel ready or whenever they feel they got the full story, or even when they don't want any more story at all. For those that do want a story though, Breath of the Wild has made sure, as best as it could, to make you not want to finish the game before knowing the full story. Right after the tutorial is finished, the player is given their first real main quest as a suggestion of what they could do now if they so wanted to.
Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point. I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
At this location, then, is where the player is given their objective that they will be following for most of the game. At any point, again, the player has the option to do them or not do them and finish the game. Now, with Breath of the Wild giving the player the option of never doing anything in the game and just rushing into the final boss, what reason does a player have to do anything else but that? Well, the main objective of the game is to liberate these massive machines called divine beasts. Their purpose was to defeat the villain of the game 100 years ago, but they failed. Now, the player's job is to liberate them for round 2. If the player liberates all 4 divine beasts, the final boss fight becomes significantly easier. The area the final boss is located in is hard to traverse for a new player to begin with, so reaching the final boss without liberating the divine beasts means that the player will have to defeat all 4 bosses found in the Divine Beasts, plus a full health final boss, all in succession without dying. Liberating the Divine Beasts allows the player to only have to beat the very final boss at 50% health from the get-go, meaning that for a new player, there is a pretty big incentive to progress the story at least to some degree. This method of storytelling, I believe, is the most immersive way to deliver a story that I have seen so far. Since the main character lost his memories and a new player doesn't know anything about the story either, the character and the player are both learning about the game world at the same time, making the player feel like they are truly a part of the adventure. The story is also not complicated at all. It's quite linear despite having the option to not do it or stop doing it altogether at any time. It is only when the player is tasked with liberating the Divine Beasts that things aren't so linear. Due to the game being open world, the game gives you the freedom of tackling whatever Divine Beast you want to take on first, with or without order, because there really isn't one. Once all Divine Beasts are liberated though, the main quests don't stop. There are more main quests to do, for example, helping Link recuperate his memories to get the secret ending, or getting special non-consumable items.
Link, save yourself. Go. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Run! Was that the power? Huh? No, no! Link, get up! You're going to be just fine. The sword. So he can still be saved.
Princess! Princess, are you all right?
Take Link to the Shrine of Resurrection. If you don't get him there immediately, we are going to lose him forever. Is that clear? So make haste and go. His life is now in your hands. Link, you have recovered all of your memories of us from 100 years ago. I am here, inside Hyrule Castle. It is now time for you to defeat Ganon.
I believe that Breath of the Wild is an outstanding game. Its storytelling is so immersive, it makes you feel like you are Link and you just don't want to stop playing. Breath of the Wild is probably the best example for any developer to follow when they wish to add a story to an open world game. It makes it open, just like the rest of the game. It makes it immersive so that the players want to keep playing. and it's not so linear to where the player feels trapped in what is meant to be an open world. It's really, really, really good, and my favorite game as well.